G'day chaps. Now with the excitement around the latest update beginning to die down a little bit, I thought it would be interesting to go back into Hinterland's roadmap and take a look at what we might expect in the next update. All we really have from Hinterland at the moment is this, what I'm showing you here, and this is open to anyone. You can go and take a look. They also go into the changes if you've not gone and looked beyond this 6-month window. So if you're interested in the sort of longer term stuff, you can come back to that. But I really just want to focus on what might be in the next update. And of course, this is pure speculation. It could be all of these things. That's obviously very unlikely. So I'm going to go through all of it, and then we're just going to have to guess as to what might make it into the next part. One thing that really struck me is that this one here, Challenge Mode Hunted Part 2. So obviously we've got Part 1, and it says that when you go to start the challenge. So there will be a second Part 2 Hunted to that challenge, so that's going to be really interesting. Also another one here is the revolver, so we're going to have another kind of gun. Also we'll be able to build some simple shelters. That is fantastic, because if a storm comes and you get stuck out and completely lost, that can finish you off. Another fantastic, interesting thing is we are going to have NPCs in the sandbox. NPC, of course, stands for non-player character. So these will be computer simulated people. And the Long Dark, Hinterland have actually shown a kind of preview of what it would be like speaking to one of these characters. It was an old man. And then this parlay system, not quite sure what that is referring to. Also this one here, improved first person presence, low hanging fruit. I was looking at this and trying to figure it out. I can't make heads or tails of that, so I don't know. But there have been comments around saying that the view in the Long Arc is too low, so it's almost like you're walking around on your knees the whole time. Another big one, well-being system. So the mental, emotional cost of survival, willpower locket fits in here. Not quite sure what that means. We have obviously, we've got cabin fever, and they released that. It was very, very harsh. They've now tweaked it, so it's not so. It's not really going to affect us until we're fairly advanced into the game. Going to have an axe as a tool. So this is going to be on top of the hatchet. Again, can't really imagine what this is about, because if you already have a hatchet, why would you need an axe? Unless you need to cut down bigger trees. So, don't know. Frostbite affliction. So on top of hypothermia, it's going to be even more brutal. This one's pretty cool. Improved cooking. More of the cooking action happens in-game versus in menus. So they're going to try and make it more situational, meaning that they're going to try and make it more realistic. I.e., as they explain here, cooking will happen in game time, not accelerated time, so you'll be able to multitask. So I think the idea is here that you'd have a fire, you'd set your fire, you'd start something cooking, and then you could go off and you can repair your clothes or sharpen your tools at the same time while you can kind of leave it cooking, which makes sense. And then obviously you've got this cougar and the moose. Moose is going to be like a large deer. I doubt it's going to be too much of a threat. It could charge you, I imagine, but the cougar is obviously going to be a real threat. Cougars can climb trees. It would be great if we had cougars that could hide in trees. I guess cougars would also live in caves, as bears do. And it'll be interesting to see how they interact with bears. If there was some kind of... if a bear came across a cougar, would they fight? This could make it really quite interesting. Also, we're going to get some new effects, Aurora gameplay effects and hazards. So we've seen a bit of a preview of Aurora, and that set telephone lines on fire. So that's going to be really, really interesting. Yes, that seems to be it. The only other thing I've noticed is non-map based navigation system. The only thing I can really imagine this being is perhaps a compass. There have been calls for a compass in the game. There have also been calls for binoculars. It would be nice. I my personal opinion, to see binoculars. But that's it. It's pure speculation as to what comes next. My personal guess would be we'd have a cougar, maybe a moose. That would be pretty interesting. We're almost certainly, I would guess, going to get the second part of Hunted. I would really love to see another region on here, but I can't see that at all. Moving into 12-month window, you have Spring Sandbox. So that might be the seasons. Wolfpack behavior, VR experience. So there's nothing about regions, unfortunately. Eventually they want to add a horse and a canoe, but that's going very far into it. So pure speculation as to what comes next. I would reckon hunting. I would reckon maybe NPCs. This is moving towards story mode. And some new animals. Maybe the well-being system too. Cool. That's it from me. We will see. I hope the next update isn't too long. I hope it's just a month or two and they do more updates quicker rather than a huge update with a big delay. But we will just have to be patient and see. Either way, we will be watching and I will continue to play The Long Dark, and I hope you stick around to play that with me. Ciao for now, boys.